Pittsburgh is W226AT Christiansburg, WPIN AM Dublin, and W246CR Christiansburg.
It's the Drive Sports Center at the top of the hour. Federal authorities have given NCAA officials their approval to move ahead with an investigation of alleged rules violations that came to light during the first of 3 federal criminal trials involving pay-for-play schemes and other corruption in college basketball. ESPN has confirmed. Notre Dame quarterback Ian Book will not play in Sunday's game against Florida State due to a rib injury. Source confirmed to ESPN. The source added that Book is expected to be available for the number 3 Fighting Irish game against number 13 Syracuse on November 17th. Divine Diablo has been awarded the Frank Beamer number 25 jersey for the Pitt game. This is the first time Diablo wore the number 25 jersey was as a true freshman in the Tech's 39-36 victory over Pitt in 2016. For your ESPN Sports Center, I'm Trey Lyle.
It's time now for The Drive.
Alrighty then.
On ESPN Blacksburg, 93.1, 97.1, and live on the web at ESPNBlacksburg.com.
It's The Drive on your local radio station. We are ESPN Blacksburg, and a good Thursday afternoon to all of you. My name is Paul Van Wagner. The Cuddle Monster Trey Lyle is in the other studio, taking your calls at 866-961-1430. 866-961-1430 is the number to call. You can also text us. The number is exactly the same. It is 866-961-1430.
Hey, ladies!
The Reverend Mr. I'm Gonna Steal Your Girl, the Andrew Alex, also in studio with us today. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Paul. I'm doing well.
Excellent. And of course, everybody gets intro music except for Trey.
Yeah, man, talk about dang old boo, man.
JW in studio today with us also. You doing all right?
Doing well.
Excellent. And of course, our last guest this segment joining us via phone.
No matter how hard I'm trying to,
Scott Nason.
I won't
Scott.
to myself.
Scott Nason.
Scott.
Scott. Like a love song, baby. When you're ready, come and get
Scott Nason.
Absolutely, let's go.
Scott Nason joining us today. How are you, my friend?
Doing well, Paul. Thanks for having me on and ready to talk some NFL football week 10, if you can believe that. Already 10 weeks going to be gone by this weekend in the NFL.
Scott, I actually have a question for you to start things off. Rumors have been circulating out of Sault Ste. Marie that a source on Snapchat has said that Sault Ste. Marie's most eligible bachelor, Scott Nason, may be a bachelor no more. Do you care to comment?
Well, I don't like to comment on these matters over public airways, but I would say that there could be some truth to those rumors.
All right, yeah!
Scott, welcome to my world.
Let me just say, I think I speak for everyone that knows you when I say it's about damn time. All right, let's talk.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Let's talk a little NFL. Tonight's contest, of course, a game you can hear here on ESPN. Blacksburg Steelers, winners of 4 straight, will take on Carolina. Finally, after a couple of weeks of just boring, snoozer, horrible, disinterested Thursday night games, at least we get one that, even if you're not a fan of the Steelers or the Panthers, you may have some interest in this game, Scott.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will have some interest in this game. I think Carolina has overachieved, according to many, with a 6-2 record. Not as good on the road, though. I believe they're a perfect 5-0 at home and 1-2 on the road. So we're going to see exactly how good this Carolina team is. We saw last weekend the running game and Christian McCaffrey getting involved. Of course, they have their tight end Greg Olsen back, taking on a Pittsburgh team that, they struggled out of the gate, and at times they haven't looked that great, but they've won, and they've won a lot lately, and so I expect this to be a pretty competitive game. I think Pittsburgh has the edge just because it's at Heinz Field, but I think this is going to be one of the better Thursday night games we've seen in a few weeks.
So I've made this argument before, and I actually have numbers to back this up, and I'm going to give you some right now. It's not so much here's the statement, and you tell me if you're buying this. It's not so much the player as the system. In their last 8 games, Le'Veon Bell, 1,048 yards. James Conner, 1,085 yards. Le'Veon Bell, 7 touchdowns. James Conner, 10 touchdowns. Yards per touch, Le'Veon Bell, 5.1. James Conner, 5.7. It doesn't matter who you put back there, Scott. Pittsburgh, if they have a decent, somewhat talented running back, he's going to get yards.
I would agree 100% on that, Paul. The numbers don't lie, and those numbers show that Connor is as good, if not a little bit better in certain categories than Le'Veon Bell, and that's why I don't think Pittsburgh is pushing the panic button on Bell, who likely won't be playing in Pittsburgh this year because, you look at that team, they have a good offensive line. They can pass the ball. The defense, doesn't stay on the field very long and gives the offense a chance to go out there and get touchdowns. We've seen Connor do that several times. I'd 100% agree with that.
If you're a team like, say, the Packers or the Redskins or maybe Minnesota, or just pick a random team that is in need of a running back, are you going to spend the kind of money that Le'Veon Bell is looking for in the offseason to bring him to your team? Or from looking at these numbers and you go, maybe it's a system thing more so than a Le'Veon thing, are you going to see a lot of teams shy away from Le'Veon Bell in the free agency market?
I think you're going to see some teams do that, but I think you're going to see others, possibly making that jump because you look around the NFL and those star running backs are few and far between. I mean, you look at Todd Gurley, Melvin Gordon being 2 that are up there. I mean, you have to put Connor in there, and he's definitely not going anywhere. So these guys are just not available, and so I think you're going to see teams that maybe are a piece away. You mentioned Washington, they get their quarterback. They could be a team that really is looking for one. Green Bay, I'm not so sure because of Aaron Rodgers and other issues, but I think Le'Veon Bell is going to get paid by somebody very handsomely over the summer.
Well, Trey's in there whispering in a very creepy manner, Philly. Would that be?
Yeah.
Would that be that? That actually, I mean,
Makes perfect sense.
It makes the most sense.
They can afford him because of Wentz on the rookie deal.
Yep.
And their hole is running back.
Yeah. That is. But
I've not been the biggest proponent of the Eagles going after Le'Veon Bell, just because I felt like trading for him at least.
Right.
I'd be bigger in free agency because he would be gone. Like there's the risk of him leaving.
Sure.
And you're giving up something. But if I could bring Le'Veon Bell in and added, because that's
you already added the best wide receiver in the NFC North in Golden Tate.
Thank you. I mean, maybe, but. We'll see what happens. I think Le'Veon's going to go to a team that can win and can pay him, and Philadelphia might be one.
Yeah, it is true.
The Jets, I think, will have a lot of cap space, and that could be a team that goes after him too.
But if you're Le'Veon
Bell,
Bell,
are the Colts? JW's looking at it. I'm trying to see.
I got over the cap 2019 base salary.
Right.
It's Colts, Jets, and Bills, Browns, Raiders, Texans, 49ers, Cardinals are in the top. And in the bottom half right now, you have the Eagles, but after everything happens, they'll have money. And if he wants to win now, then he goes to Philly. But if he wants to be a player that they build around, then Colts, Jets, Bills, Browns.
The Colts could be a thing, pair him with Andrew Luck.
That's true. You pair him with Andrew Luck. I mean,
that'd make Ryan Dye happy.
It would. Scott, what are your thoughts? Is that do any of those teams make sense for a guy like Le'Veon Bell?
I mean, I think Philly makes perfect sense if he wants to win now. The question is, how much is Philly willing to pay, and how much are they willing to give up? We saw
Howie
they're
will
willing to
not
give up
overspend.
a third-round pick in getting the one of the best receivers in the NFC North. I would say Adam Thielen might have something to say about that, Paul,
And
as
Stephon
far as
Diggs.
the best. But I like Indianapolis a lot as far as a team that, you know, you still have Andrew Luck, who's not exactly an old man at this point, going to a team that very well needs a running back. I like Indianapolis and Philadelphia.
How much money was Le'Veon Bell wanting? Like
20 mil.
20 mil, yeah.
Yeah.
so the Colts and Jets in cap space alone have 125 million alone right there.
So, yeah, they could
mean-
definitely, they could spend it and it wouldn't hurt
I
them.
mean, so could the Bills, Browns, Raiders. I mean,
He's not going to the Bills. He's not going to the Browns.
and
Raiders, maybe.
John Gruden has said we're building for the future, and
Yeah.
they have in 2019 they got 83.5.
Yeah.
So
The
per,
GOAT.
per over the cap.
Yeah,
so,
that is true.
You know,
Watch
I
him
mean,
end up in like New England.
Yeah, well,
I
it
don't
wouldn't,
know.
you know.
New England has, according to over the cap, if I can find them real quick, for some reason they only got 25 mil.
Yeah, but I mean, if they're willing
that's
to.
still that's the salary right
Yeah.
there. I mean, if they want to bite that bullet,
Yeah.
then, hey, then that could be a team that he goes to. Or if he really wants to spite the Steelers, and he can stay within the division, go to the Browns or the Bengals.
I don't see him going to the Browns or the
They-
Bengals. It would be the
They have running backs.
Ravens. I'm
the
thinking.
Ravens maybe because the
Ravens
Browns have
32,
running backs.
so-
The
Yeah.
Bengals have Mixon.
Yeah,
They
that
won't.
is true. The GOAT, Drew Brees, and the New Orleans Saints take on Andrew's second favorite team with his twin brother, the Cincinnati Bengals.
The Red Rifle.
That's it. That's it. The Red Rifle and his brother, the Red Rocket. So you guys can take that for what it's worth. Scott, are you buying the Saints right now as the team to beat in the NFC?
I mean, I don't see how you couldn't at this point. They have the best record. They would have home field in the playoffs if it started today. And coming off a big win at home against the L.A. Rams, we'll see what they have on the road. They haven't, looked unbeatable this year. They've won several close games on the road, taking on a Cincinnati team that is still in it, but how good are they? A.J. Green, not quite sure the status of him in that game. As much as I want to pick Cincinnati because I have fantasy football implications, I like New Orleans in this one. They just keep on winning.
All right, it's time to do our Eliminator picks. Right now, the Red Rocket, Mr. I'm
Perfect.
going to steal your girl, the Reverend Andrew Alex, continues his perfect run. 9-0? 10-0?
9-0. This is week 10.
Okay, 9-0 on the season. We're gonna go in order of best record this week. So Andrew, you sir are on the hot seat. Who you got?
Well, Paul, it is a tough week
Take the Lions
to make the pick. I'm not going to take the
Lions.
Lions.
Damn.
We already did take the Lions.
I can't take the Lions
Oh.
even if I wanted to.
All right. Who did they beat that you
The
took?
Dolphins.
Oh, all right.
But I would
Good
say,
pick.
He went back-to-back weeks with the Dolphins losing.
well,
in
now
7 and 8.
for the second time in a row, I will go back to back again. I like the football that Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons are playing right now. They will go to Cleveland and pick up the win on the road.
All right. So Atlanta is
Over Cleveland.
the Reverend's pick.
Got it.
Scott Nason, you currently sit in second place, sir. Who you got?
He can
Well, I
pick.
got 8 in a row after losing week 1, so
Yes.
I'm just a game back. It came to me between 3 games. Now, I could pick the one that was just picked with Atlanta and Cleveland. I'm not 100% sure on that one, so I'm going to skip it.
Okay.
I was looking at the Jets and Buffalo, but now it looks like there may not be Darnold playing in that game, so I'm going to skip that one. I'm going to go to Sunday Night Football and the aforementioned Philadelphia Eagles coming off a bye week and the victory, taking on a Dallas team coming off a Monday night game, not to win a game on the road yet. I like Philly in that one, and what I like, Paul, is coming up down the stretch. I still got Kansas City.
Yeah.
I still got Minnesota. I still got the L.A. Rams, and I still got some of those top teams. So I'm feeling pretty good about catching the undefeated gentleman one game ahead of me.
All right.
I-
All right.
I'm next.
Are you
so I can
next?
start with this. Fly, Eagles, fly, Scott Nason. Fly, Eagles,
you.
fly. I'm choosing. Go Chargers. Go Chargers. Over the Oakland Raiders.
All right. So I've come up with a theory. Scott, I think you're going to like this as a fan of the Detroit Lions. Here's what I'm going to do. The one time that I picked against the Lions this year was against the New England Patriots. And what did the Lions do against the Patriots, Scott Nason?
They beat them.
That's right. So here's what we're doing, Scott. For the rest of the year, I am leading the Detroit Lions to victory by choosing whomever they are playing.
You can't pick the Bears again, though, because they play them twice.
As long as, they don't play them twice in a row. So this week, I am taking the Chicago Bears.
The Bears.
To beat the Detroit Lions in Chicago.
Chicago.
Scott, you're welcome. JW.
Stone cold lock, baby.
JW, you are currently bringing up the rear.
Not by much.
As we like to call it, you are the caboose here.
Not by much.
No, I think it's only one game, right, Trey?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So, JW.
To us.
To us, yes.
There's a big gap between Scott and me.
Yes. There is a large, Trey and I are tied. But yeah.
For second to last.
But
we're not going to finish last.
Well, I don't know. JW might go on a run here. He's already picked all the bad teams, so all he's got left is good teams. Who you got, man?
You know, this isn't a lock by any means necessary, but I love my Redskins.
You can't pick the Redskins.
But I'm picking the Buccaneers.
Ah, see, you're doing the Paul Van Wagner methodology. If the Redskins win, so what?
He believes in the third best quarterback in the NFL, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Fitzmagic. I like it.
3-4 touchdown passing games.
Rocked the
Two of those
Aviators
against
today
the
during
Saints.
practice.
One of those against the Saints, the other against Philly.
Yeah.
He's could do it again.
That's true. That's very possible. Scott Nason, where can our listeners get more good content from you, sir?
You can go to the website, thegamesportshow.com. There you can find a variety of sports-related topics and shows, which I hope you will listen to and enjoy.
Scott, as always, man, we appreciate you. We look forward to doing this again next Thursday.
Hey, Paul, 5 to 9 inches of snow predicted tomorrow. Don't you miss it?
Not even a little bit, man. You have fun. Send me pictures on Snapchat, all right?
I will. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, buddy. Take care. Scott Nason, we appreciate him joining us. Tina is next with traffic on the drive.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
We live for the sports you love.
Let's go!
ESPN Black.